Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an Access 8 television production of the Tri-State Gazette Citizen of the Year. Tonight is February 26th, 1993, and tonight is that special night when the Tri-State Gazette will announce its 1992 winner for the Citizen of the Year award that has become an annual event with the Tri-State Gazette. The recipient of that award is not here yet. We're not going to blow cover and tell who it is, so stick around right here. We'll be right back with the 1992 Tri-State Gazette Citizen of the Year, right here on Access 8 Television.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You'll all have a chance to offer your congratulations to Catherine later on, but we'd like to start the program now. My name is Janice McCann, and I'm the Associate Editor of the Tri-State Gazette in Port Jervis. On behalf of the Gazette, I'd like to welcome you to the 28th Annual Citizen of the Year Awards Ceremony. Held in honor of the person in our community we think best exemplifies the spirit of volunteerism. Now, can you all hear me? Yes. Hear me in the back? Our winner this year is Catherine Westfall of Huguenot. And I'd like to take a moment to tell you a little bit about her. So Catherine, this is your life. Catherine was born March 21st, 1935.
You told me you were 29, Catherine.
Because I know
58, huh, Catherine?
1943, Catherine.
Patrick?
To Emmanuel and Fanny Parada, and attended Port Jervis schools, including East Main Street and Church Street schools, and the junior-senior high school from which she graduated in 1953. While in high school, she was a cheerleader, a member of the French club, participated in school minstrel shows, and was a Girl Scout and a member of the Junior Catholic Daughters. She also entertained in the J.C. Follies, which for years was a popular annual event in Port Jervis. And she took dancing lessons from Eddie Mack. Probably her favorite dance number was As a Harem Girl. Catherine was mortified when Mr. Mack said she would have to wear her trousers below her belly button, as harem girls do, but she wouldn't. That was probably the first manifestation of Catherine's stubbornness that we have all come to know and love. For those of you who don't know Catherine, and I can't imagine anyone who does not, you may remember her being a waitress at the Flo Jean or at the Evergreen restaurant. Those food service days are behind her now, and Catherine is a teacher's aide in the special education class at Port Jervis High School, although she and her husband, Steve, sometimes prepare delicious food and cater it at various community events. Catherine Parada and Stephen Westfall were married September 15, 1956 at St. Mary's Church. Steve was a hot catch because his parents owned a popular soda fountain in Port Jervis.
Like Stevie.
And in those days, soda fountains were the heartbeat of small towns, a place to be where everyone congregated to hang out. Catherine and Steve have 3 children, Steve, Caroline, and Patrick. While they were growing up, Catherine immersed herself in community activities and took an active role in her church. A faithful member of St. Mary's Roman Catholic Church, she sings in the choir and was a teacher in religious education classes and confirmation classes. Remember the Yak Shack on Pike Street and the old Union Gazette offices? Catherine was involved in converting that space into a recreation center for area youth. She has also participated in the Meals on Wheels program, is a member of the Tri-State Community Chorus, is on the board of directors of the Tri-State Daycare Center, and coordinated a Christmas lighting program for Orange Square. In 1981, she received radio station WDLC's Good Neighbor Award.
But I never got a dinner.
Well, you're all...
I had to say that because I never got a dinner.
Catherine, you're only going to get hot and cold hors d'oeuvres tonight.
Me and Red Button.
Anyway, she won that award for her efforts in helping victims of the flood which inundated this area. Catherine organized a brigade of people to go from house to house and collect flood-damaged clothing. They washed it, dried it, and ironed it, and then returned it to the families who were without utilities for days. Children of the area know Catherine as a wicked witch, but they love her all the same. For years, she has made her house and yard on the Huguenot Road a spooky fairyland filled with marvelous creatures and objects that move and light up to scare you. It's an enormous effort to create and put up, but Catherine, dressed as a witch, moves among thousands of visitors each year with treats for all. But perhaps Catherine's most ambitious and worthwhile accomplishment has been acting as chairman of Heritage Days, an annual community celebration which takes an enormous amount of time, planning, and energy. Backed by members of the Heritage Commission, which she will tell you deserve as much credit as she does, she has been able to bring together entertainers, civic and service organizations, crafters, merchants, politicians, and a whole host of others to participate. And she does this sometimes under the most adverse conditions, the least of which is rain. I have a personal memory of Catherine at last year's Heritage Days, wet and bedraggled from the downpours which regularly plagued the event, still directing things, encouraging, cajoling, and pleading with people to hang in there. She did this on crutches and in a borrowed golf cart because of a knee injury she suffered months before. And most of the organizing of last year's Heritage Day she did from her bed. As if this were not enough, Catherine buried her father last year on the day the celebration began. But the biggest measure of her courage, love, and dedication came 4 years ago when her best friend and Heritage Day's co-chairman, Betty Jane Polanis, died suddenly just days before the event. The two, Betty Jane and Catherine, had gone through life together, being supportive of each other's efforts. Catherine took care of Betty's children while Betty taught school. They instituted a community program to help combat drugs and alcohol abuse among teenagers. They probably fought a lot, as best friends do, but they loved each other beyond measure. They were a team. Betty Jane's funeral was on the first day of Heritage Days that year. Catherine went from a sad house full of grieving children and relatives to the bright lights and laughter of the Heritage Days Midway, and made the thing happen as she and Betty Jane had done so many times before. People who saw her that weekend can never forget her tucked away in a corner where she thought no one would see her, sobbing her heart out. It is perhaps more for this testament to human love and courage that Catherine is honored tonight. So let's have a big hand for a great lady, Catherine Westfall. Catherine was nominated for this honor by many, many people, and I'd like to read a few excerpts from their nominating letters. In an age when people use their talents for monetary gain, Catherine contributes her time and effort freely to benefit others. That was from Carl Hendrick. Catherine is a woman who loves her family, friends, God, and her community, and above all is a very caring and sharing individual. She is always aware of those in need and helps take care of that need, most times quickly and behind the scenes where no one knows about it. One special example of this is that she sees students from the special education classes go to the senior prom. They are encouraged to attend, and if they are unable to afford it, the expenses are taken care of by Catherine and a group of teachers and friends. The students are outfitted, have flowers, and are taken to and from the prom. Photos are taken, and they enjoy the evening along with their fellow classmates. And that was from Dawn, Esther, Sean, and Tanya Parker. Catherine believes the Port Jervis Area Heritage Commission serves as an instrument to further community education and commemorate important historical events. And she worked very hard under the pressure of difficult personal problems in 1992 to make Heritage Days a successful event, to celebrate our way of life, take pride in our heritage, and make everyone feel better about the community where we live. And that was from Elizabeth Cole. When Catherine makes a commitment, she has always been known to follow through. For her many friends, family, and her community, this is one of her greatest attributes from which we all benefit. And that was from Shelley Roberts. She worries about some elderly people she knows and makes sure they have enough to eat. Catherine is a true humanitarian. Edna Drasba wrote that. The tri-state area and its citizens are indeed blessed having an individual like Catherine in the community. Catherine Roberts sent that letter. Catherine has been involved in civic projects for the 25 years I've known her. She's a very caring, dedicated person. From Phyllis Keene. She is an inspiration to our community, a true citizen of the year. From Marlene Horan. She is a wife, mother, daughter, friend, community worker, church worker, and school worker. It all adds up to a great gal and a wonderful candidate. From Ann Dwyer. She goes the extra mile. From John and Betty Erie. What she does for people, and I'm one of them, would take pages to mention. From Gert Bradshaw. Many of Catherine's good deeds go unnoticed by all except those who receive her love and kindness. And that's from Richard Roberts. Well, they won't go unnoticed this year, Dick, thanks to you and the other nominators. They were wonderful words from many fine people. Before 1981, the Citizen of the Year was chosen by department heads of the Tri-State Gazette. But since then, we have sought nominations from the public. We feel the honor should seek the person should not seek the honor. In that spirit, we chose Catherine from the field of many deserving nominees, and I'd like to take just a moment to tell you about those other people who were nominated. Nominated were Eugene Hughes, a volunteer fireman since 1971 with over 1,890 responses to fire alarms. He's a past member of the board of directors of the Port Jervis Little League, a former senior league coach, Little League umpire, a member of the Matamoros Recreation Commission, past captain and president of Mahogama Cook and Ladder, treasurer for Friends of Recreation, a member of the Ad Hoc Recreation Committee, Cable Commission member, union president, a deacon in the Deer Park Reformed Church, a member of the Bell Choir, and clerk of the consistory at his church, as well as being a neighborhood watch member. Michael Warden Jr. was nominated. He is president of Access 8 Television and a member for 5 years of the volunteer group, which brings many worthwhile programs to local viewers. May Lloyd of Pike County, who is the organizer of the Pike County Humane Society and volunteers to help senior citizens, was nominated. May brings dogs and cats to visit people in nursing homes, and this year managed to get a shelter built for homeless animals in Pike County. Albert Gessner, who has been called the Music Man of Port Jervis, the founder and organizer of the Broome Street Traveling All-Star Band, which has grown from 7 members to between 30 and 50 members of all ages since its inception in 1988. They perform free for parades, clubs, churches, nursing homes, concerts, and civic functions. Barbara Buchanan, president of the Pike County Historical Society, and moving force behind the restoration of the Columns Museum. She is also president of the Pike County unit of the American Cancer Society, member of the Milford Garden Club, and a member of the Pike County Library Board. Peter Osborne, director of the Menacing Valley Historical Society and Port Jervis's historian, who was in charge of the Port Jervis Erie Depot and winner of the Upper Delaware Heritage Alliance Preservation Award twice. A man for all seasons, one nominating letter described Peter, and a man who bats 300 all the time. Mary and Barry Longwell for their volunteer work in Scouts and the Fire Department, nominated by their daughter, Michelle. Pauline Clune for volunteer work with the Ambulance Corps, Salvation Army, VFW Auxiliary, Mount Carmel Society, Mercy Community Hospital. Charlie Scott for being well-known, well-liked, accomplished, and for the efforts he makes in race relations in the area. Larinell Jaros for being the moving force behind Minnesink Cares, launched in the Minnesink Valley School District to help families in need of food and clothing, especially during the holidays. Steve Tanzen, Vice President of Access 8 for many volunteer hours. Vince Livingston, a Scoutmaster for over 50 years. Richard Richards, a volunteer for 16 years with the Westfall Fire Department and their first aid officer. Linda Garcia, a legally blind person who is a Cub Scout leader. Tina and Melissa Erb of Dingman's Ferry for calling the wrong number on New Year's Eve and reaching a man who was in respiratory distress and calling an ambulance for him. Also nominated were all 400 members of the Port Jervis Fire Department and the VFW Naval Ship 7241 and VFW 161, the Elks, and the Salvation Army. It's a wonderful list of deserving volunteers, but there can be only one winner, and we applaud them all. Here to celebrate with Catherine tonight are members of her family, and I'd like to introduce them to you. Her husband, Steve, is with us. Just stand up. Her son, Patrick. Her daughter, Caroline. Daughter-in-law, Marie Westfall. Is she here? No, she's not here. And Abigail is not here either. Her niece, Barbara Craig. Her aunt, Rose Marioni. Her aunt, Ann Riccardi. She's not here. Her sister, Frances Ween. Did I miss anybody? Aunt Louise. Oh. Our first speaker for the evening, representing Congressman Ben Gilman, is his aide, Molly Alnick. Please welcome her.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very pleased to be here on behalf of Mr. Gilman this evening, considering it's for Catherine. Catherine, I have a letter for you from Ben. It says, I deeply regret that prior commitments prevent me from joining and honoring you this evening as the 1993 Citizen of the Year Award. I have asked my district office manager, Molly Alnick, to extend my greetings and best wishes to all in attendance, and extend my congratulations to you. Catherine has been the personification of an outstanding and community-minded individual. A resident of Huguenot, she has served as chairperson for many years of the Port Jervis Annual Heritage Day celebration. Catherine, you are especially an inspiration because you did not allow personal tragedy or health problems to interfere with your dedication to your community. Children and adults alike are drawn to your home every Halloween, as you personally use this occasion to personify the ideal of an outstanding neighbor year after year. Catherine, as an aide to the special education program in the Port Jervis School District, always gives above and beyond the call of duty to ensure that the students in the special education classes enjoy the full benefits of a complete education and do not miss the joys of youth. Catherine, as a member of the Tri-State Chorus, performs at many benefits and charitable functions. As such, she has indirectly impacted on many lives. In addition, she is active in church functions and daycare activities. I am pleased to present Catherine Westfall with a Congressional Certificate of Appreciation to go along with her Citizen of the Year Award. It is important that we all let her know how much we appreciate all she has done for our community, how much she has been an inspiration to others, and how much we all love her. The Tri-State Gazette Citizen of the Year Award has become an annual tradition and long anticipated event. Your community is made up of thoughtful, caring individuals who are willing to give of themselves for the benefit of all of us. The Tri-State Gazette is to be complimented for biannually spotlighting the most outstanding in our community year after year. You have done a great deal towards encouraging others to devote time, effort, and love towards making our community a better place. I am confident that the 1993 award ceremony will be a harbinger for future years of success and happiness for our entire community. Catherine, this is for you. It couldn't happen to a nicer person.
Thank you, Mom. Representing Jacob Gunther, State Assemblyman from the 98th District, are his wife, Aileen, and aide, Colleen Galligan, who will make a presentation at this time.
Good evening. My name is Aileen Gunther. My husband is Assemblyman Jake Gunther. I'm honored to be here to help Catherine celebrate this special night. Jacob regrets that he couldn't be here tonight, but he sends you much congratulations. This is Colleen Galligan. This is Jake's District Office Administrator, and she has a citation to give to Catherine. Congratulations, Catherine.
Hi, I'd like to read for Catherine a citation that was recently read on the floor of the State Assembly. Whereas, in the course of evolving development of this Empire State, if the ingredients of shared concern and responsive endeavor combine in the symmetry of commitment to heritage, there have emerged among our distinguished citizenry of New York State certain individuals that warrant special recognition. It is the sense of this assembled body to commend individuals of such magnanimous conduct and bearing specifically Catherine Westfall upon the occasion of her designation as recipient of the Citizen of the Year Award for the Tri-State Gazette of Orange County on February 26, 1993. Whereas Catherine Westfall has been chairman of the Port Jervis Heritage Days celebration and demonstrates undaunting dedication to this endeavor throughout difficult times, has contributed to the well-being of her community and its children through her annual Halloween event, and has been active in her church and daycare center activities. Therefore, be it resolved that this legislative body pause in its deliberations and commend Catherine Westfall on the occasion of her designation as recipient of the Citizen of the Year Award for the Tri-State Gazette on February 26, 1993. Congratulations on behalf of the 98th Assembly District.
New York State Senator Charles Cook could not be with us this evening, but I have a proclamation from him also. Would you like a drink, Catherine? Would you like someone to get a drink? Sure. Okay. Our next speaker will be Orange County Legislator Joe Pagano.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight to honor the Citizen of the Year Award. I can't think of anyone more deserving to receive this award than Catherine Westfall. Catherine has devoted many endless hours to help people of all walks of life. The elderly, the unfortunate, the handicapped, and the very young. Catherine is an organizer and a very energetic in reaching her goals. Catherine, I congratulate you and your entire family. You should be proud. behalf of the Orange County Legislature, and Deer Park has the honor of having two legislators, Ernest Green from District 13, who has the bulk of it, 5 districts. I have District 2, I have 2 districts, and you're my constituent.